Friends, this is Jennifer Anderson with Uptown Common. My husband and I are makers, and we have done pretty much 100 markets since 2020. And we have some topics to share with you that we thought would be helpful to other people considering becoming vendors or who want to expand their business into doing pop-ups. Today we're talking about, is our pop-ups right for your business? And if you're already asking that question, you probably have an idea in mind, or maybe it's, like I just said, an expansion or some sort of pivot in your business that you're considering. No matter what, we believe that markets are going to be important for the future of small business. For new businesses especially, it's a great way to start building your brand and identifying your customer base. Opening a storefront now is just really difficult. It's the traditional thing to do, and people will ask you if you do pop-ups where your store is, where you're located. So it's like the normal traditional thing to do, but it does lend credibility to your business to have a storefront, to potential customers. They know where to find you, all of that. But it's a big investment of money. You may not know if you want to go that route. It may not be possible in your area if commercial space is too expensive or just not available. Like here where we live, there's really not a lot of commercial space available right now, especially at an affordable price. So that may not be an option for you, but markets certainly could be. We are the example of this. In 2021, so last year, at the beginning of last year, we added indoor plants to our business because people wanted to finish their plant hangers. I make plant hangers with us. And so we went through the process to get that all set up and started bringing plants with us to our markets. And we ended up selling way, way more plants than we ever intended. Basically because we were taking the plants to the people. So that was right in front of them. They wanted a plant hanger, they could finish their plant hanger right then. So it worked well. And we ended up becoming unintentionally kind of a pop-up plant shop before most other people in the area were doing that. Now there are quite a few, pop-up plant shops. We see them around at markets we go to quite frequently, maybe not all the time, but most of the time. And they're doing great, and we're very excited for them as just a plant business doing pop-ups. Markets are also a great way for existing businesses to build new in-person relationships, if that's where you're coming from with this, if your business already exists and you want to build some new in-person relationships, get your name out there a little bit more in wider, different circles than you have been. Or maybe you want to test out new products or to test current products that you offer on a new demographic in a new way. So that's also a possibility for existing businesses to think about if they're considering pop-ups as an option. As far as type of pop-ups, there are several different kinds. Farmers markets all the way up to art fairs, one-off where you just set up in the lobby or building of another business. Those are all possibilities, and I'll actually talk about those in our next video after this one, go into a lot more detail about the strengths and the drawbacks of those. But no matter what type of pop-up you might consider doing or end up doing, they all require some investment in fixtures like your tents and your tent weights, your tables and tablecloths, any display pieces that you need to display your product well so people know what it is and what it's used for, and they can see it pretty easily when they're walking past. And so it's safe because if you're outside, you don't want your stuff blowing over, falling on people, all of that. And lets your brand shine. You also need to consider time because it doesn't just come together. A good booth setup does not just come together quickly or haphazardly, so you need to plan well for that. And it's your temporary storefront. So it's what the image that customers will have of you out, at the markets, and it's what they'll remember of your business and your product and yourself. And potentially hundreds or thousands of people are walking by at markets all the time, and so you want to make sure you put your best effort forward as far as your market setup. And in fact, we have, again, another story of this. So just last weekend, Grant was at a market in central Illinois. We're in Indiana, actually central Indiana, and several different people at the market he was at there mentioned to him that they recognized us from the Covered Bridge Festival, which is, we were at last October in Bridgeton, Indiana, which is still like an hour and 15 or 20 minutes away from us here in central Indiana. And so people over in Illinois saw us there and remembered seeing us and mentioned it. And that's really the power of your brand, what you could build, the network and the business footprint that you could have, the exposure, and even small businesses can harness that power, and markets may just be the way for you to do that. Thank you so much for watching. You can subscribe to our channel to get notifications when we post new videos. I have lots of ideas for little 5 or 6 minute videos, bunches to help you think through different parts of doing markets, just things that we've learned, things that we've seen go well and not go well in our own personal experience, or in other, watching other vendors, observing how they operate as well. So thank you so much, and we'll see you next time.